Hi, like a lot of people in English language teaching, I've been interested in ChatGPT and what the implications are for materials writers. Initially, when people started looking at ChatGPT, other than finding it difficult to say, they suddenly started thinking, hang on, I'm a materials writer, and here's this tool that can just generate text and questions. Do I have a job? Um, in fact, it's slightly less serious than that. I think basically with ChatGPT, we've got an extra little tool to our material writer's armory. I'm going to share you one or two ways in which I think initially we could use it. I'm sure there are loads more. And I'd really like to hear from any material writers out there who've already started using it or using it in different ways other than the ways I'm suggesting here. Please add your comments after this video. Okay, so if you're new to ChatGPT, once you manage to log on, and sometimes you have to wait because it's very busy, you see this this screen, and so let's start. I want ChatGPT to write a letter of application for a job. And so if I was creating a writing page for my students, it would generate this letter of application. And it's quite nice because it puts in square brackets where you might insert text to make this relevant to your context. Now I'm going to ask it to write the letter of application to use with students below CFR B1 level. Write a letter of application for a job at CEFR B1 or below. Let's see what it does now. Okay, and it seems to be dropping the level of the language. I'm looking at some of that, and straight away I can tell that some of that vocabulary is above level. Maybe it was my instructions or not. Let's just see what, if we take that text and put it into Text Inspector and see what it thinks about the level. Let's do a scorecard first of all. Text Inspector is placing that text at C1 plus. If I do an EVP analysis, yeah, there's still quite a few B2 level words. But ChatGPT's made a valiant attempt at trying to get the level down. At this stage, it's obviously important to note that it's not precise with CFR levels, and you are going to go and need to edit it. And any texts it produces are never going to be absolutely right for what you need in terms of material writing. So it generates initial content, and then it provides you with a framework to edit and add in the content you need. So it's certainly not replacing the writer, but it's another tool to help us. Let's try something else with it. I'm going to ask it to write a biography of John Hughes. Now, I don't mean me, John Hughes, I mean the film director, John Hughes. Write a biography of John Hughes in no more than 120 words. So imagine I'm preparing a text, a biography text for my materials. And there we go. Okay. Now let's write 6 comprehension questions on the biography. So there's some instant materials. My problem is still level. If I wanted to use this with lower levels, I'm going to have to do some editing. I'm probably going to have to do some editing on it anyway, but at least it generates the content quite quickly. What if I wanted to introduce the topic of zoos and arguments for and against? So arguments for and against zoos. Now I've had to do this in the past in course books, so I've had to think about the arguments for. But this is really speeding my job up because I'm generating arguments for and against zoos. And I would probably come up with this list. But here's a tool that's just helping me do it much more quickly. Again, vocabulary levels high. I'm going to have to do my homework on getting the level down and editing it and maybe turning it into an essay. So the good news is what strikes me is it doesn't replace the writer, but it does help with those moments of memory block. For example, if I just need to come up very quickly with ideas for writing a for and against essay on zoos, in the past I would have spent quite a bit of time thinking about the ideas. This will just generate them for me. Other ways in which I've used for vocabulary, for example, if I want collocates with the verb make, I could normally look those up in dictionaries and so on, but if I'm on ChatGPT, it will give me a nice list relatively quickly. It has to do a bit of searching, so it's still thinking. Here we go, make money, make sense, make a mistake, make efforts, make decisions, make plans, make progress, make changes, make a difference, make time. Oh, and it's even giving me a little note at the bottom that collocates are words that often appear near a particular word. That's strange that it seems to need to want to tell me what collocates are, but fine. Okay, so there's an example of it generating collocations or doing language analysis for me without me having to reach for my dictionary or a collocation tool in some way. Imagine that I've introduced certain vocabulary and now I want to include the vocabulary in a text. So let's try, write a 100-word story with the words excited, stressed, relaxed, unhappy. Let's try jubilant. An unlikely one, I agree with those other ones, but anyway, let's see what it does. So it's going to generate a story. Jane was feeling excited about her upcoming trip to Hawaii. However, as the day drew near, she became increasingly stressed about all the arrangements she had to make. But once she was on the plane, she relaxed and let go of all her worries. Blah, blah, blah. It's including a few other adjectives as well, like stunning and stunning views. But nice little text there. Again, I'll need to do some editing perhaps. Maybe I can turn it into a gap fill and I can remove those 5 adjectives and students guess where to put them back into the text. So this is some initial thoughts on ChatGPT. I'm going to keep playing with it, and I would love to hear from material writers out there on what you've been doing with it and how you think we might make use of it in a positive way to help us in our materials writing work. And of course, some of you may have concerns and doubts. Go ahead, why not add those in the comments as well afterwards? But I rather like it.